We can make it if we try to do.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I've got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the walls. The chair is against the walls. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Yeah, that's funny, just two of us. But, you know, what are you going to do? You can't get good help these days.
Nope. So we had somebody on Instagram say, quit going live. So I quickly blocked them so they don't have to worry about looking at my Instagram ever again. So welcome everybody to our daily gun show. We come to you live every night at midnight. That's 9 p.m. East, Pacific for about an hour each night. We do 3 gun-related topics, different topics throughout the day, or different topics throughout the week. We pick those topics on Monday, so we'll be picking the topics for next week, this week. And we run it live on YouTube. We simulcast it over at gunchannels.com. That means we take the video from YouTube and we use the embed code to put it over on Gun Channels. And we're watching the comments over there more than we're watching the comments over on YouTube. So if you feel neglected over there, and get off the bloated, dying platform and check out Gun Channels, or check it out on Instagram. We've been running it live on there as well. So we've got hosts. Bob's jumping in from Canada. Thanks for joining.
Hey, glad to be here.
And that's all we got. I don't know where Jimmy's at tonight, so there he is right there. So we got Jimmy jumping in from Phoenix. Thanks for joining.
Hey, good to be here.
Just got here right on time. Now I'm down here in Tucson. So it is Monday. It is episode number 481. Mondays, we look behind the scenes. We spread the curtain back and we talk about how to create content. So hopefully people are interested in what we're going to be doing on that today. And then we look at the calendar, what's coming up. And it's the beginning of the year, so we're looking at some of the stuff coming up for 2018. Oh, it's the Monday. So we usually take a break at the beginning of the show to see what happened overnight, or in this case, over the weekend. Anything good happening in your guys' lives?
Yeah, weather was nice. That was about the only good thing.
Yeah, our cold weather is over down here, I think. It's just like nice. It was kind of hot today.
Oh yeah, the 70s are creeping back. Yeah, we're doing fine. But yeah, other than good stuff, I got nothing. I had stuff that happened this weekend, but nothing good.
Yeah. Ray Manasine, how you doing? I think that's how you say that on the Instagram. How you doing out there? We got a bunch of people watching on the YouTube. Got 28 people watching already right at the beginning of the show. Thanks for showing up.
Yipper.
Anyhow, so I guess if we got nothing else to talk about over the weekend, we can dig right into the show. As I mentioned, it's episode 481. We try to schedule out the week on Mondays. We do have this week scheduled out already, but we'll go through the segments that we do during the week. And if anybody has any suggestions or ideas, stuff you'd like us to talk about or you'd like to join in and talk about, then let us know in the comments. We're watching those, obviously, live. But you can always email us at dailygunshow@gmail.com and let us know anytime you have an idea for a movie of the day or even a gun of the day or one of our gun shops or something like that, or one of these topics. So Mondays, we look behind the scenes, like I said. We look at how to use social media. Anytime you have a question on how to create content, unrelated content, let us know. I haven't played with all of it, but with the resources over at Gun Channels, I'm sure we've at least seen all of it, if not experts on some of it. Then we got Second Amendment issues on Saturday. We'll be talking about this week, should mobile homes be considered residences as far as state, did we do this one already? State firearm laws are concerned.
I think we talked about that already.
I don't know what happened with this week's schedule. It does look a little like a repetitive one. Anyway, then we'll be talking about Kentucky. I don't think we've talked about Kentucky yet. Did we?
No, we haven't.
Okay. So then we have our wild card segment on Tuesday. So if you know somebody that would be an interesting guest, or if you have an idea for a subject, let us know for that Tuesday wild card segment. Wednesdays, we get into entertainment. So we'll be talking about Never Enough Ammo's top 10 lists. For the good idea, bad idea, we're going to talk about ankle holsters. And then we take a look at the people who use the hashtag Daily Gun Show over on Instagram. So if you'd like to be in the running for the best picture on Instagram each week, then use the hashtag Daily Gun Show. And on Wednesdays, we take a look at those and judge them. Thursdays is our CCW day and our training day. So we'll be talking about when to take a class. We'll be talking about getting free help at local competitions and ranges as far as the training segment. And then for gun stuff, we're going to talk about gun gifts that are under $20. I think it might be interesting to take a look at those, not around Christmas, just kind of for gun people or for people you're trying to give them a gift, and a gun thing, something you can spend at a gun, or maybe something you can buy at a gun shop for anybody. So you're keeping the money at a gun shop. And then Friday, we talk about the gun tech and the business. So we'll be talking about we're talking about gun materials on Friday. We'll be talking about SHOT Show. We've been kind of going through the year, so we'll be talking about SHOT Show 2012, 13, and 14, the shitty years. And then we'll talk about alternative gun topics, Saturday night specials this week. Every day we got a movie of the day. Every day we have a gun shop of the day. And you're always encouraged to participate in the show. Give us some ideas, suggestions, be part of the show. That's what it's all about.
For sure.
Do you guys have anything happening this week? Anything got planned?
Not really. I'm not planning on, trying to try get out and do some shooting, but yeah. Just want to sight in my 22 before I pack it up for the trip.
Which 22?
My single shot. The first gun I ever owned. Yeah, so.
You got anything going on this week, Jimmy?
Got nothing. Early watch. Other than that, nothing.
So I guess that'll take us into the show. So anybody that wants to can leave us some comments out there. Like I say, be part of the show. And we'll dig into cameras today. So taking pictures of guns. We use cameras, we use phones, we use video cameras. So where do we want to take this one?
Video cameras?
Type of cameras, or what are we trying to get in here?
Yeah, I'm kind of.
I know I'm not too savvy on the different types of cameras. I know, but I got a couple of different digital ones here, and some, I don't know, some are supposed to be better than others, but I'm not really too hip on them or whatever. I did get interested recently in those 360 cameras, and I blame G-Webs for that.
Actually,
other than that, I haven't done too much research.
We're going to talk about those 360 cameras next week specifically. But that's definitely...
okay. Well, then no spoilers.
It'd be kind of tough to do a review type of video with the 360, I would think, because people just spin around and look at something else. But
but at the same time, though, think if somebody had... Well, I don't want to get too far into it, but if somebody had one of them 360 cameras and a table full of guns, you could drag the screen and kind of focus in on different guns, even though they're on somewhere else. I don't know. It would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a good point. That would actually be kind of neat. Choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
So Clay is saying that Bob's owned a gun his entire life and he still hasn't sighted it in. I guess that does show us just how procrastinistic Canadians are.
No, it was just sitting around in my gun safe inside the camper and got banged around, so I just want to sight it in and make sure the sights are still on. Yeah.
Procrastinastic.
Yeah. No, it's just one of those things, right? You drop your gun a couple of dozen times and you should check the sights.
So Potatoes and Lead is saying he's looking at a Canon Rebel SL2. So I remember Rebels back when they were film cameras. Probably not film anymore. I guess I didn't spell it right. So looks like we're talking almost a $700 camera. But
yeah,
this
camera.
That's the thing now.
It's a camera.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Bob.
It's a camera that looks like you can spend a lot of money on accessories for.
For sure. But that's the whole point. So it's an SLR, single lens reflex, meaning that you look at an eyepiece up here and it bounces around mirrors. It used to bounce around mirrors and then go out through an optical lens from the same plane that your shutter would happen, and then you're basically looking optically through the same plane as your film, or pretty close. I guess the same plane. So I don't know, they did some kind of technical magic in there and changed it to a sensor, I guess, instead of a piece of film. So it's still the same concept, and then you get the form factor. You get that sort of modular frame that you can use for lenses that people are accustomed to. Then you got your flashes and everything, which are kind of old school style. And the big thing I see different about these, or the thing about these, is they're big and there's a lot to them. They require like a big camera bag, like this one comes with one right away. But that's an expensive camera, $700. The attachment is probably some kind of a bayonet type, fit it in there, give it a turn, and it's attached. But still fragile as far as the body and the lens being two different, angles from each other. So there's always that potential of something getting knocked around, and it can really ruin a camera. But as far as options, like changing your shutter speeds and your focal this and that, and your fine tuning with the lenses to get exactly what you're looking for, and then the ability to upgrade to massive lenses or massive wide angle and those kind of things are pretty handy. I remember back in the old lens days, these things here, like the little filters that you put in front, they must affect digital different than film, but you still have some potential to put some actual filters on your actual photograph instead of after the fact. So definitely a lot to do. Like Bob was saying, a lot of money to spend, but also a lot of learning curve. There's a lot to learn about all the aperture and the f-stops and all that stuff, where most of your little stuff nowadays, your stuff without any fancy lenses, is just point and shoot. Maybe a couple of adjustments.
No, our camera's kind of like this, like nowadays. Is it the same type of, like, you get what you pay for type of deal? Like if you're getting a cheap little $100, $200 camera, are you basically, you might as well use your phone? Like you got to get something with those kind of attachments in order to make a difference nowadays, or what?
I'm no expert, but I would say probably not, because you can get some. I know that I did pretty decent with $50 cameras. I mean, the inexpensive cameras depends. If you're talking brand new, the inexpensive model versus a couple years old, and the fancy model for the same price as the cheap model nowadays, there's that. But I think they're more of being a one-trick pony as opposed to a master of what do they say?
Jack of all, master of none.
Yeah, exactly. So some of the stuff can do a lot of things, but it's not going to do anything well. These are more getting into doing stuff well, and this is a camera body that then you can get accessories to specifically make it whatever, if it's a long distance camera, if it's sports or something that's super high speed, if it's a darkroom type of, or what do you call it, like studio type of stuff where you've got all kinds of lighting and stuff hooked up to it. So these things can be master of a certain thing more than a standard like a camera or something. But on the other hand, you can get into it and get going with a camera for a heck of a lot less cost and effort than with any kind of camera, I imagine.
Oh, okay. So if you're getting into photography, it'd probably be worth it to grab some of that extra stuff. I mean, yeah, I can see what you're saying.
I think just like guns or something, if you're getting into something, start with something. That's what I usually start with. You got to start somewhere, and then learn and ask questions and get into groups where you can, learn from other people and watch what they're doing, collaborate. And then once you figure out your bearings, you start deciding which direction you want to go, and you can start looking for specialty tools to go that direction. I think you can definitely look at it ahead of time and go, oh, there's a lot to do here. I'm going to wait until I have some money to spend. And just like TVs or video games or anything, guns, anything, as soon as you have enough money to spend, they've come out with 5 different new things. And you start making a decision if it's time to go for the more expensive thing or... I think, though, if you're planning on really getting into, or if you've got, you're already been doing the camera thing or the inexpensive camera thing, there's definitely lots of places to move up.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is you got to look at what are you looking to do with your camera. If you're looking to become a professional photographer, then spending money on equipment is not a bad idea. If you're looking to just produce, good stuff because, you want to post them on Instagram or stuff or something, and you want to make good pictures, but you don't necessarily want to, win Photographer of the Year or something, you can get by with cheaper stuff.
So along with that, we got a comment out here from Slim saying my channel's so crappy that I can still get away with filming on my cell phone. And that's definitely one way of looking at it. However, if you are starting a project and you want your content to be useful going forward, I can tell you from experience, when you start just doing something with what you got, and then you're just going to wing it or like see what happens, what you end up with is a bunch of videos that you're not necessarily proud of or that aren't going to be as useful as they might be. I probably got a bunch of videos out there that are on some of the basics, but they're filmed on old cameras, 1 or 2, 3, 4 megapixels, that are just really grainy and crappy. So, and even though the information is timeless and valid, it's the medium, right? The message isn't getting across because the medium is so distracting. So I guess there's that element. I'd hate to tell people wait until you're doing everything perfect. In fact, I never say that, but there is that element to it. If you are planning on doing something that you don't want to have to do everything again twice, like I say, get your feet wet. And if it looks like it's going to be something that's worth putting the time into, or that you're going to be doing for the long run, I can see the idea of going to a better quality. Now I'm say better quality, 720 is probably plenty. 1080 is good enough for sure. Talking media size, size of the camera or whatever. You don't necessarily need to go to the highest, biggest thing they got out right now. All right, well, I guess with that, we don't try to solve everything on these topics. We're trying to give people ideas to talk about in their own projects or to take that conversation and run with it. Of course, you can always follow up on the conversations with our email, dailygunshow@gmail.com, if you feel like we missed something or we didn't see your comment out there. Let's see. Angelina's saying I'm using an optic. A friend lent me Leupold. Never really checked out any of their stuff. Good glass is something that anybody who's never looked through good glass says, oh, it's just the name, or it's just, there's some kind of point where you're not paying for anything more after that point. That's not true. Clear glass is amazing.
Yeah, you really don't know until you've seen it. I agree with you on that one.
And then looking at I'm looking at a store, like I'm looking at the big box store across the way or whatever, that's one thing. But going out and trying to distinguish like a shadow from a critter sitting in a shadow, that's where good glass shines.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, I guess we will move on. So we'll move into one of the other topics today. Oh, we don't have somebody to feature today, do we? Guess we're going to put it in here. No, we're not featuring anybody.
We have somebody?
No, so we're just going to feature everybody. It's 2018, and it's not like our first show or nothing, but it's beginning of 2018. We do try to feature a member over at Gun Channels each day. Today we're going to feature everybody. So thanks everybody who supports Gun Channels. I've got some plans in February. We're going to rip the place apart and rebuild it. As far as what we're going to rebuild it into, that'll be left open a little bit. We'll see how everybody feels after we get the announcement from Full 30, and we see, after a month, what the other options are out there for online communities and stuff, and we'll see where we think everything's going. And pretty much got it penciled in for February though, to go in there and rip up some of the guts of it that are causing the random little issues and stuff. So instead of trying to hunt down crazy weird things, I'm just gonna kind of rebuild from simpler. And appreciate everybody who's been around for the 4 years, and then people who've been around for less as well. And we'll build it into another place, and we'll see what happens going forward into 2018, into our 4th and then 5th year at Gun Channels.
Yepper.
So if you do have somebody you'd like to feature, we do like to try to feature one of the members over there. It is a community, so with that in mind, we feature people every day. And if you'd like to participate in that, give us like 5 people, and let the audience try to figure out what your theme is. Feel free. We've had people do that in the past, and you're always welcome to. All right, so you can't feature yourself though. This isn't Reddit. Should we? We're whipping through the show today.
Well, I think what we should do is let's talk about the movie.
Right,
Unprecedented. It's a good movie.
Super good. So every day we try to come up with something you might not have seen in a while. I think this one, or if you're young, you know. And today it's Night of the Comet, 1984, the best years from. Everybody seen this one?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So let's see. Comet comes by, kills the planet. Everybody's inside the metal lives. Right? Pretty much it.
Yeah, so if you're inside a dumpster or a metal shed, or didn't some people that were in a mine or something live? Or
Oh, we don't want to spoil it. Yeah.
Some underground.
With some people
Yeah.
in all kinds of metal, but yeah. But like accidentally, some people just, well, nobody knew it was going to happen, and happen, whatever the ratio of people who happen to be inside a metal overnight are the people that live. So it's kind of an interesting take on a apocalypse movie, I guess. It's not really zombie, kind of is. It's not really, I don't know, it's just sci-fi. I don't know what you'd call it. It's not really a horror movie. It's kind of a comedy. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really entertaining. And it's got some kind of cool guns in it.
Yeah, I would definitely check it out. It's a good movie. I would check it out.
I love the fact that the trailer talks about the teens are taking over. And you look at all these people and go, they're not teens. They're in their like mid-20s. Some of them are in early 30s. So, yeah, I thought it was good.
Oh yeah, I'll give it a.
People out there have seen it or not, but this is a movie right here.
Great. See, this is the problem with these things. Daddy would have gotten us Uzis.
Classic.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah, see, I'm torn between 1 and 2 thumbs because there are better in its like same class of movie, but it is definitely something that's worth checking out.
Oh, come on. There's a better movie with cheerleaders shooting mini.
Yeah. All right.
So,
All right. Because of that scene, I'll lean towards 2 thumbs. I was in a good one.
This is what you save 2 thumbs up for. 2 thumbs up for sure.
Well, I guess you guys know what I'm going to give it, right?
2, 1 soft one, 1 hard one.
No, it's going to be a 2 solid thumbs up. Yeah, I love this movie. I think I might just go watch it again tonight.
Could the survivors catch the disease? I think so.
I think in that one they could. I'm not sure in that one.
They got bit or something. I don't remember. It's been a while. I'll have to watch it again. Hopefully it's better than that crappy YouTube piece of it, because that was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Oh, so Slim is saying he's never seen it. So yeah, if you have not seen this movie, that's the whole point of this topic of the show. Definitely put this one down on your list of movies to watch. It's awesome.
And I'm pretty sure you can find it on YouTube.
Really?
Yep.
Hopefully. I would hope for that one. They might have one of the like close-up versions where it's really close up and slowed down or sped up or something where I don't know.
Let's see. Full
Sometimes
movie.
YouTube screwed up.
1 scene. See what they give me. Oh yeah, you got the full movie. Whole movie. Oh, it's zoomed in. That's what they're doing.
Yeah,
so it's the full
one,
but it's zoomed in a little bit, so you're gonna miss some of the edges. and they put a bunch of white dots in it. But anyway, we threw the link out there. All right, well, that was...
yeah, but with the cheerleader, that's why I gave it 2 thumbs up. That's a movie I would seek out, so don't watch that
That's
YouTube
good.
version of it.
Yeah, unless you've already seen it 6 times. The movie's named is Night of the Comet. It's in our video description as well. In fact, what we should be doing is putting a link to buy it on Amazon. You can make money on this show.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do that next time. We'll remember to do that in the future. All right, so with that, I feel good. Now Slim is going to go watch an awesome movie. So at least we provided some service to the community today.
You're welcome.
I guess we'll do Bob's Gun of the Day. Am I still screen sharing? We're whipping through
let's
it.
do the gun of the day.
No.
Because it's a puckle gun. What's cooler? It's a puckle gun.
Almost everything.
Are you kidding? What, 1720s? You've got a rapid fire gun, multiple repeating firearm. I mean, that's pretty cool. 1720s we're talking.
Okay.
So that's, I think it's got to be a 1-inch caliber, pretty close to it. So yeah, it's got a pretty decent sized projectile.
So what's the deal? It's a competitor to the Gatling gun?
No, it was far before the Gatling gun.
A precursor.
Yeah, it was actually flintlock. Like 1720s, man. That's like way before there was any kind of cartridge guns or anything. But yet,
and they say there's no like fully automatic guns that were meant to be on the Constitution and all that. That's their pre-Constitution right there.
Yep, they only. I think he only sold 2 of them. He tried to sell them to the military. The military didn't want them.
So there's 2 of these.
Really dumb. Yeah, well, 3 actually in existence.
Okay.
Do people own them, or are they in museums like that? Is that an ownable?
Well, you can buy one. Yeah, there was one for sale on that Julius D. whatever auction center. The one that Ian always plugs. But anyway, this thing, I remember reading about this, and then recently, well, not recently, a couple of years ago, Forgotten Weapons did a thing on it. Such a badass gun, right? 1720. It's a freaking flintlock. And yet it allows you, I think he fired something like 63 rounds in 3 minutes, which in 1720, that is absolutely mind-boggling.
Should have did that pepper box.
You load up these like chambers, I guess, these like cylinders with a bunch of chambers with little cartridges, kind of, and then you just swap that plate out, I guess. That's how you loaded it so fast.
Yeah, well, you take that whole crank. See the whole mechanism with the crank and the cylinders? You take that whole thing off and replace it with the other one.
Oh, okay.
So you have about 10 of those loaded crank cylinders.
And then you have the 2 guns.
Yeah. And then,
I see why the military didn't take it. That would be like 5 guys to carry that thing.
Oh, and very expensive. Oh, gosh. Like, that was all brass machined and like, oh, yeah, it would have cost a fortune to build them. But some rich guy bought them for some trading mission he was doing down into the Congo. So, and then I think some Navy had them for a while. But, yeah, they're really cool. For its time, it was like one of those wonder weapons, Just never seemed to catch on.
Like Jimmy said, 73
like
for the Constitution.
Right. Because, they said that the people had heard of the pocket gun, and then there's this thing with all the chambers loaded one on top of the other, which, now they're redoing it with that new gun that shoots 1 million rounds. Or something.
Metal Storm?
Yeah, Metal Storm. It's basically just, one cartridge loaded on top of the other, and they just ignite them in sequence.
All right. Well, there's your gun of the day, the pickle gun.
Puckle gun, yes. It is, yeah.
Why they call it Puckle? Is that the guy's name?
Yeah. He was a pickled puckle.
I think we're going to do the show in like half the time we normally do the show. What's going on? We're almost done.
We got to be missing something.
Well, today's gun history, we got two things. It's Eli Whitney's birthday or something. I don't know. It's on my phone. But, and we're watching Instagram right now. But it's also the anniversary of Gabby Giffords got shot in 2011. They blamed magazines because he used a Glock with a 30-round mag. And the political environment because of what's her name? Palin made an ad that targeted the Democratic states or the important fights or something or whatever, and then that was pointed at. So I put up a post earlier today, just to remind people that just because we don't pay attention to these things, this is a day where everybody wears orange shirts and stands around for safety or whatever. And, well, like I say, we don't pay attention to these things necessarily, but the other side considers them holy days, really. They use these as examples, these instances of, abomination as like some sort of justification that their idea that all of us are waiting to do that. Anyway, don't want to give it too much more than we need to, but that happened today. Looks like in 2007, Steve Jobs unveiled the first iPhone today. Nixon was born today. Jimmy Page was born today, the other Jimmy.
Jimmy 2, as I like to call him.
Yeah, slightly more famous Jimmy. He's always trying to leech on Jimmy's accomplishments. Our Jimmy's.
Yeah. I was stealing my songs.
All right. Well, I guess that's some history for today. Shitty history. All right.
I think you left something out of that, G.
What's that?
I gotta get it prepared here. Pew, pew. Everybody knows what that sound means.
Pew, pew.
Time to crack your knuckles and whip out them keyboards. It's time for the daily tactical pop quiz. Today, I'm gonna need your eyes. Need to borrow your eyes because it's a visual one. I think if I can get it pulled up here, there it is. So what's that? If I'm screen, am I screen sharing? Yeah, I'm screen sharing. All right, yeah. Yeah, what's that? I'll zoom out as the time goes on.
M60?
Yeah, who said that?
Midnight Range.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about that like weird nylon thing on the side of it or something.
What's that?
Pretty sure it's Midnight Range on the YouTube side.
Well, congratulations, Midnight. That was kind of a bummer. I was
Just too easy.
I was hoping to talk about the little nylon thing on the little, pouch, but yeah, Midnight got it too quick.
It's got an iconic stock.
Yeah.
So midnight range, that makes you the tactical shot of the day. Oh, that one came out terrible. I think I heard.
Unprecedented on the YouTube side. He's just saying bummer because it went so quick. He was hoping to get more time out of it because now our show's over.
Yeah, and I was upset that you won. Nah. Congratulations, Midnight. Good job.
All right, well, the last thing we do on Mondays is take a look at the calendar over on the Gun Channel. So if you're on Gun Channel, so you head over to Resources, Firearms Calendars right there. You'll notice right underneath of it is Pink's channel for SHOT Show this year. And he's once again willing to take pictures of stuff that people ask him about. So if you go to that channel and request pictures, that's one way you can keep in touch with Pink. Anybody else at SHOT Show that wants to help him out with that, does that on his own. He's not obligated to do it, of course. Then if you scroll down the front page of Gun Channels over here on the left, we've got some of the upcoming events listed here. And you don't have to dig all the way into the calendar. You just got it right here. So the first thing we got on the list is the Antique Knife and Gun Show, which will be the weekend before SHOT Show. And I guess I won't be able to point at it on there. So that's the first weekend, or the weekend before SHOT Show. Then, of course, SHOT Show is coming up here on the 23rd. The industry is called the Shooting and Hunting Outdoor Trade Show. 30-something years. They've been doing it since the middle of the 80s, I think. And this is its 8th year at, I think it's the 8th year at the Sands Stupid Dungeon Convention Center. And then after that will be the Outdoor Retailer. That's up in Salt Lake City. Very much like a SHOT Show. It's an industry trade show, but for the outdoor industry. So sporting goods stores, that kind of thing. You'll see a lot of kayaks and things for dogs and hiking sticks, that kind of stuff. You don't see so much of that stuff at SHOT Show. That's in Salt Lake City. Then you got the Great American Outdoor Show. That's like a week-long event or something like that. I think the NRA took it under their wing, and that happens up in Pennsylvania. Then next thing we have in the calendar is Cycle Camp posted the Connecticut Citizens Defense League annual dinner. They do that in February. That's always a good idea to post owners' rights organizations like that who could use the tag on a larger website that has a lot of traffic. It helps that site out and lets people know. Maybe they're jumping into Gun Channels to check it out because of some recommendation. They don't like the place, but they see that and they know about an annual dinner at a owners' rights group. So it's always valuable to put something like that that's going to display on the front page. Next up, we got the Big Sandy machine gun shoot that happens in March. That's here in Arizona. A bunch of people that like shooting machine guns have been getting together for decades, and they open that up to spectators, which is pretty cool. The International Cartridge Show is like a gun show that's devoted to cartridge ammunition collectors, and hopefully one day to go to that show. I keep putting it in the schedule, though, year after year. Hopefully somebody else will go to that show and tell me about it until I get there. Then we got the Wanamaker Show in April, which is a big get-together for the Gun Channels people. And giant gun show, largest gun show in the country, happens twice a year, April and then in November. Next up, we got another one from we got the USCCA. This is their Concealed Carry Expo. I don't know where that is. It's somewhere in like Kentucky or something. And then the NRA meeting coming up in Dallas on the 4th of May. And there's probably other things out there that are happening. We feature them every Monday on the show, but they're always here on the website. So if you do go attend the show, or if it's something that you'd like to attend, again, consider dropping it into the Gun Channels calendar for all those reasons we talked about. And at this point, I don't know what else we got. Do we just do a half-an-hour show? It's because we've been doing the outdoor show in a half an hour.
We're just used to like knocking these things out.
Yeah. I think that's what happened is, that outdoor show tends to have rubbed off on us.
So we started doing another show, an outdoor show that we do on the outdoorchat.us if you want to check it out. We're in we're recorded our second week. We're going to be recording our third week here pretty soon. But, I don't know. We've got some time here. So if anybody's got some stuff to throw out there, feel free. Midnight Range is asking if anybody else is going to that sportsman show in Pennsylvania. I don't think any of us in the room are, but there might be some people watching.
Yeah, I'll be at Big Sandy for sure. Like Big Sandy could be a really cool place for a bunch of Gun Channels people to meet up because it's free camping. You come out there, you pay your money to watch the machine gun shoot, but as far as the camping goes, there's no fees.
So Rich is asking to talk about that nylon box ammo holder on the 60.
Okay, well, that's up to Jimmy. You're going to talk about that nylon box ammo holder on the 60, Jimmy?
That's so like 10 minutes ago.
So basically, belt fed. I'm guessing that's just a hopper that just holds the belt so that somebody else doesn't have to hold it. Otherwise, normally you have a gunner, somebody standing next to you or whatever they call it, that feeds the belt for you.
Yeah, that's pretty much just so you could have your extra ammo with you without having to have somebody else lug it around.
Now, would you not want to have the biggest, tallest, burliest ammo carrier? So he ran along next to you, and that's pretty much all anybody would see coming towards him, right?
No, I don't
Yeah,
remember. He works the 60. Like one guy's got the 60. Like the gunner carries the 60. The other guy carries the tripod or bipod or whatever it's called, and then or the tripod, I guess. And then everybody else carries ammo. Pretty sure everybody carries ammo. And then the guy who's swaps barrels and helps. I think they're just a team though. I don't know. I'm not an M60 gunner, but
yeah, I know there was a team of dudes. They ran around with like somebody had an extra barrel, and then the ammo guy, and then like you said, the bipod. Well, I think the bipod was on some of them. But yeah, there's a team of dudes. It's like 3 dudes.
yeah. And like I said, everybody just threw ammo at him. I'm pretty sure. But I don't know. Like I said, and I think they do it differently now because the M60 is not around anymore, is it?
No.
No, and that thing was heavy enough to lug around. Plus, the gunner usually carried the extra barrels, so to stack on that extra little pouch of ammo, that's probably 100 rounds right there, I would assume.
Probably.
Yeah, that's just going to be too much for one guy to carry right there.
Well, maybe you millennials, but you ever see pictures of Sergeant Rock? He could shoot a 50 from the hip and carry like another couple hundred rounds draped over his shoulders, man.
I knew a 60 gunner from Nam, and he wasn't a giant, huge dude or nothing. They just did what needed to be done. They needed to carry heavy shit. They just got stronger.
Yeah. The more you carry it, I guess. Yeah. But
So Angelina's asking if there's any SHOT Show meetups scheduled. That's a good question. We'll probably have something. I think they're all staying similar to where Bob's going to be. It will be physically in 2 locations, and it'll just be a massive, what do you call that? Pile of confusion, I guess, every night, because everybody will be, I don't know, trying to figure out their own thing. Jimmy, Clover, Ghost, Smeggy, I think they're all going for their first year, so they're going to have some amount of adjustment getting used to it all. And I don't know, Bob's is your 4th year, 3rd year, 4th year.
Yeah.
Marco's 3rd, 4th year.
I got a great idea. I think if everybody should meet up at my camper with tiny pies, and then we'll just fill the fridge with tiny pies, and then when everybody comes over, they can just have tiny pies. How's that for a tiny pie meetup? Angelina suggested it. It's not my fault.
Obviously, Bob is not aware of what the repercussions of saying the paint. So I wouldn't go around casually saying something like that. There are consequences. So you say you want a refrigerator full of tiny pies. Wait till you live with a refrigerator full of tiny pies. Then we'll see if he still likes it, the idea.
I don't have a problem with it. And if I don't decide I don't like a pie after I try it, I've got Charlie, and he'll eat it. That dog will eat anything.
But as far as like predetermined, no, we're not going to try to say like, oh, Wednesday we're all going to meet up and do a gun channels thing, because I'm sure everybody's going to be running around with their heads cut off trying to figure out what all to do. So try to let everybody, especially in their first couple of years, figure out the pace and what all options there are. But we will get together, I'm sure. We don't have a house, but we have access to a house. So hopefully we'll be able to meet up there. It looks like a pretty spacious place, lots of parking.
Yep.
And I'm sure we'll have some sort of specific chat prior to SHOT where everybody gets, closer to the date when everybody's got more solid ideas of what they're doing. Perhaps we can do more shows on that. We've talked a little bit overviews in some of the chats about aspects of SHOT, but I don't know if we've actually had a specific SHOT, just a whole dedicated show, so we can work on that. Got a little bit of time still before it happens.
True. Fingers crossed.
Otherwise, are we done? Just do a 45-minute show right now.
I think so. Yeah. Unless we missed something, but I feel like we missed something, but I don't know. I just can't see what it is.
We didn't have
Yeah, it was
nothing.
like a whole segment.
We didn't schedule nothing. We already had it
scheduled. So that was the whole first segment. So that's what it is.
Yeah, it went pretty cool. So tomorrow will be episode 482. We'll be talking about Second Amendment issues on Tuesday. Should mobile homes be considered residences? We have that wild card segment. If somebody wants to be a guest or somebody would be a good guest, let us know. And then we'll do State of the State this month or this week. We're doing Kentucky. And all the other stuff we're going to be doing tomorrow. But I imagine some stuff will happen before then.
It's a possibility. See, so there's this show that might come on in the morning, the early watch, around 9 Eastern-ish, 9-ish Eastern in the AM. Then Knives ran a lobby today. Pink's been running lobbies. Pan's been running lobbies. So there's going to be lobbies sprinkled throughout the day. Then Tuesday, I believe, 6 p.m. Eastern will be kicking off the night is Ellis. And let's see here. After Ellis, we have Tactical Tuesday with Ghost Tactical. Then, oh yeah, Tuesday nights 9 o'clock. The hit or miss. That show's gonna be on. They've done it so they've said it so much it's like in reverse in my head. I forget about it now. That over advertising that might backfire on you guys. I don't know, or unless it's just me.
That Heads and Fed show or Heads and Meds. I don't know.
Yeah, some with a snowman.
Yeah.
And then
let me say Heads and Meds, right? Code words.
Yeah. Yeah. So and then after that, I believe. Wait, is Tuesday Big Gun? Yeah, Big Gunner comes on. I think after that. So yeah, that is your Tuesday. We lost a couple of shows. Well, no, one show. Andalusia. Their spot is open. It's 7 Eastern. So anybody out there looking to fill up a spot, or
I thought it goes Ellis and then Ghost, and then the others.
It is Ellis, Ghost, Hit or Miss, Big Gunner.
Oh, so Andalusia was before Ellis?
Andalusia was right after Ellis.
Oh, there's an hour between Ellis and Ghost then.
Yeah.
No, I'm on track.
It's all right, man. That whole time loop thing still messes me up from time to time here.
I know. Ever since Flash ran around the world too fast, it screwed everything up. Now I'm confused all the time.
But now we do have. Let me remind everybody too. Now I don't know how many of the new shows that are up. I'm looking right now, and I'm at Friday, and I don't see Budget Guns up here. I don't see Elsma Outdoors up here. So if you guys are running your shows on gunchannels.com, make sure you let somebody know what time your shows are on, or if you can get over to the schedule and put in what time your shows are on. That would be fantastic. It'd make us plug in your shows easier, and other shows plug in your show easier. Just a pro tip. That's all I got.
Sounds like a show. Thanks everybody for showing up. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time. Midnight.
Same bat time, same bat place. All right. Well, let's wrap this up. We always like to do it on a quote. And let's see. Mine today, or the quote today, is from John Paul Jones. He's some prissy little sailor boy. Apparently sailed for you Yanks. But got to give him that. He had balls of guts or bags of guts or something like that. Anyway, quite a brave man. Little nuts, but quite brave. So this is his quote. For that, though, I just want to remind everybody, please like, share, subscribe.
Hold on. And, did we do a gun shop of the day?
Did we do a what?
Gun shop of the day?
Snap.
No, we didn't do a gun shop. See? You're slipping, G.
Do this whole show for. So today it's a show that we did live on episode 400. Top Gun Shooting Sports in Taylor, Michigan. So if you remember, what, 60... What's the episode today? 81 episodes ago or so. Holy moly, 81 episodes ago, we were at Top Gun. I was at Top Gun, sitting in the parking lot right here in this parking spot, doing the show, pointed out of that window at this sign from the other direction. It's a pretty cool little gun shop. It was on my way out of Detroit, heading towards Ohio, and we had put out the request for people to tell us about cool gun shops, and people had suggested this one, and I'm glad they did. It was a pretty cool shop. I've got the video queued up in the list. It's not made yet, but it's in the list to be made when we get to that part of the trip there, and give you some insight of the inside. But till then, we're looking at their website here, and you can see they've got a lot of different stuff going on. It's a fairly large standalone building, and it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of a neat place for a gun shop. And I think it's kind of neat, too, that they have the Welcome to the City of Taylor sign right on their main sign. So this is like a triangle. No matter how you come up to this T intersection, you're going to see that gun shop and Welcome to the City sign right at the same time. That's kind of cool. Seem like real friendly people, and I've had 2 or 3 recommendations for this one. I'm not sure. It's not really close to Smeggy, so I'm not sure if he's been to this one or not. But I think we might have featured this one even before the Loophole Tour. Back in the days when we were just, somebody had suggested it, maybe Smeggy. Anyway, so that's our gun shop today. It's in Michigan, and stay tuned for more videos on it in the future.
Well, very cool gun shop. I think you're right, though. We may have talked about it before.
Well, I know we did. I mean, we were sitting in the parking lot of it, and I'm pretty sure we talked about it way before all that.
So anyway, with that, we'll finish up quotes by John Paul Jones. If you want to support the show on Patreon, link will be in the show description. If you want to support us in other ways, go to the Gear website store, buy all the cool shit you want. So, on that note, John Paul Jones, brave little prissy American guy. I wish to have no connection with any ship that does not sail fast, for I intend to go in harm's way. There you go, John Paul Jones. I like that. Thanks, everybody. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bring militia. It's necessary to a free state. Beats the right of the people.